Hey all, welcome to Payne's Rides. I'm Mike, and this is an introductory video about me and the channel. Uh, a friend of mine, Big Bad Wolf Moto, had posted a video a couple weeks ago talking about hobbies, and I thought that would be a great way to introduce myself. I also want to go over the setups I'm using, show you the helmet, the cameras, that sort of thing, and then talk to you a little bit about the channel, and we'll sign out. So, quickly, I am Mike. I'm 50 years old, and my interests outside of motorcycling. First of all, motorcycling is my main interest. It's my main hobby. It's what I enjoy most. But I also have an interest in conspiracy theory and discovering the knowledge that average people aren't supposed to know. However, I'm just going to say it now, that stuff will stay out of these videos. This is about motorcycling. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about religion. We're going to stick to motorcycling and show you the nice rides that I do. That's it. Anyway, moving on. I enjoy shooting. I do have a couple firearms. Not an arsenal, but I do have a couple firearms. I like to go to the range. And as far as my lifestyle, I am a proponent of health and fitness. I eat as well as I can. I drink plenty of fluids. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs, and I don't do much alcohol. Every once in a while I got to do a little bit, but it's all about balance when it comes to that sort of thing, right? And on the bad side of things, I drink way too much coffee, but you got to ride to get coffee, so that's that. I train every day. I am sporting a shoulder injury currently, which has pretty much taken me out. I like to train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been at it for a couple of years now. And I usually step it up in the winter when the bike is away, but unfortunately I tore something in my trap, in my neck, and it took me out for a month. I tried to come back, and it came back worse. So looks like I'm pretty much dead in the water for this winter as far as that goes, so I'll just go on the boring treadmill. Maybe I'll lose a little weight. Anyways, that's that. That's me. I also love to cook. My wife hates to cook, so I'm running two cameras. The main camera, I guess, is going to be the Yi Lite. This is a great little action camera, and it's what I'm filming this video on currently. This I plan to hard mount to the bike somewhere on the fairing probably, or maybe the bars, or maybe the highway bar. It depends. I gotta get the bike out and actually do some shots to see where I like it best. But I'm also going to use it for any off-bike things. I have a plan for that. And while I'm doing any blogging or any voice parts, I'm going to use the other camera. So that other camera is a Sena Prism tube, and I'll show you it on the helmet in a second. It's a little less quality, but it's a nice compact, a little less quality than the Yi, but it's compact and a very good price, so it's a good thing to get started with. And who knows, maybe in the future I'll come up with a more advanced setup, but this is what I'm going with for a while. And again, I don't want to be a professional YouTuber or motor vlogger or anything like that. I just want to make some nice videos for all of you to watch, and for me to keep the memories of the rides that I do, because I am just terrible at taking photographs. So here's the equipment. So as I was saying, I'm terrible about taking photographs. Not terrible at it, but just about it. I never seem to think to grab the camera and take a picture of this or that, and obviously that's not happening while I'm riding. So here's currently my main helmet. I am going to change this though, and I'll show you that in a sec too. It's I think it's called a Black Wild Cherry Daytona Cruiser. Kind of matches the bike. I have a Sena SMH10 communicator on this side, and a boom mic. And on this side is the camera, the Sena Prism tube. It has got an external mic that is wired into a single speaker. And I found the wire on the boom here, and that is piggybacked in with the speaker for the communicator underneath the wind guard. So this has been my main helmet because it fits me well with this oblong head of mine. Finding a good helmet that fits right is a bitch. anyways, this one fits. It's not the safest helmet, and even communicating with the SMH-10, there's a lot of static, and I imagine that there'll probably be a lot of wind noise using the Prism. So, and I actually want a safer helmet. Currently, the Shoei Quest is on closeout and generally under $300. I found it at Cycle Gear for $269, and let me show you that. There's the Shoei Quest, brand new, unscathed. I'm going to set it up similar to that, and I hope this will be my main helmet. Here it has great ventilation. It is also known as the one of the quietest helmets available outside of the much more expensive Schuberts. This is probably one of the quietest helmets you can get, which is okay with me. Has great ventilation and will probably be my primary riding helmet, except when it's over 100 or something. I'm going to put the tube on this side, and I'm going to put the communicator on this side, run everything into separate mics. Obviously, I don't have to share a boom with this, and I think we'll get some decent quality out of it and make my rides all that much more fun. Okay? That's the gear, cameras. Now, I have a plan to take the bike out of the shed once the weather cooperates. It's sunny today, but 20 degrees, and I'm sporting a cold. I don't feel like going out there and standing in 20-degree weather. But I do want to get walk around vid of the bike. We have been through a lot together, me and that bike. I put about 50,000 miles on it already. Got it in May, or Mother's Day of 2014. So I've had it for a while, and I plan to keep it for many more years. I have to duct tape a victory together, but I'll keep it running. Anyways, I want to do a walk around, show you some of the mods, talk about what we've been through, talk about some of the things that I had to go through with it to get it exactly where I want it. It did take quite a bit of work. Really by the end of last year was the first time that or end of last riding season was the first time that I had it exactly where I wanted it. I had a lot of heat and buffeting issues with the bike. And if you're a forum member, you may have seen those long ass threads, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit and show you the platform that we'll be shooting off of. And in a couple of days, next weekend, in fact, on the 20th, we're meeting up with a couple of buddies and going to the Springfield Motorcycle Show. And I hope to do some recording there, show you some of the bikes. And personally, I want to just be around some motorcycles. I need to do something to kill the winter blues. It's currently the middle of January 14th to be exact, and I need some motorcycle therapy. Anyways, it was great talking to you. Thanks for listening, and see you on the road.